You know, I kept telling myself, don't do any more topics on the Chris Brown, Drake, or Rihanna situations. But, as a black man who have seen everything, or just about everything, or experienced quite a few things, I think that this subject needs to be talked about and the effects, not just with these celebrities, but on an entire group of people. Now, I know there are black men and black women and black children say what somebody else do should affect me. Unfortunately, we don't get to choose that or get to experience life like that. What one brother does in California affects a brother in Texas. What a brother does in Texas affects a brother in Georgia. What a brother in Georgia affects somebody in Indiana, in New York, in Chicago, and so on. Same thing for the sisters. And if you achieve a certain amount of popularity or fame, is even more of an issue. Y'all have heard me talk about how Michael Jackson was been treated or still is treated, even though the man is dead, and talk about the double standards in the media. Now, a lot of brothers and sisters say wrong is wrong. True, but if wrong is wrong, that means everybody should be treated the same way. Now, I'm not a fan of Drake. I'm not a fan of Chris. I'm not a fan of Rihanna. And a lot of it is the age difference. That's one thing. And a lot of it had to do that, I just don't find this crop of black celebrities appealing because they've coon and buffoon. And they became handkerchief heads just to fit an image that white America or people or those of color have of us. Now, I don't want to go into the whole Chris Brown Rihanna thing again, but I say this now and I say this again. They both were wrong. Rihanna is no angel. Before the incident, people talked about how she was. After the incident and during the incident, same thing with Chris. Chris was squeaky clean right up to that moment, and ever since that moment, his whole image has been fucked. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Rihanna has gone out here and she's milked it. When like Rihanna and Chris was going to get back together, the media, especially the women's groups led by a lot of white women, and you had some hateful ass, bitter ass black women out here leading the charge as well. Oprah, Queen Bee of all of them, Tyra, they was leading the charge. And what did Rihanna do? She went on television, gave an in-rant to the white community. It wasn't the white community that put you up on, made you a star. Now all of a sudden she's a pop star. Jay-Z, a man who made money off of calling women bitches and whores, insulting black women, a former drug dealer, all of a sudden want to talk about, yeah, you don't hit no woman, yeah, but you can call them bitches and whores and everything else. You had some people in black Hollywood who wanted to take sides. We know that the issues within our community relationship-wise are very complex, and we let outsiders dictate to how we do things. Now, the whole thing with Chris is doing what a lot of brothers have done. Whether you started this drama or not, once you get into the system, once you get in trouble, you don't know when to step back. You don't know when to just say I'm going to stay out of everybody's way because now they're gunning for me. Because once a black man gets arrested, once he goes to jail or accused of anything, whether he did it or not, people are going to be gunning for him. And this is why I say, men, if you have children, especially your male children, you got to be in their lives, man. You got to set a tone. And Chris hasn't had that strong male influence. Or maybe now he figured he's adult, he don't need it, but he's not. Let's put it like this. Chris is under the age of 26. He's bound to make fucked up mistakes. But somebody need to get to the brother and say, man, step it back. Don't play into the stereotypical role that they put out there for us. When he went on Good Morning America, Robin Roberts, y'all like to sit here, everybody in America loves her because she's Robin Roberts. She's fighting a valiant battle. She and so many other women have cancer. And I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to stop. I'm going to because I'm going to sound really mean. I don't want to go there. I'm sorry. But she was nudging the brother. And Chris and them already talked about what they was going to talk about. And Robin did the opposite. And anybody who's followed celebrities know that when celebrities go in, they PR person, which are they publicists, tell them this is a line of appropriate questions. This is what we like you to do. And usually the reporters comply or they don't. And I'm gonna tell you something. Chris, like any other brother, was like, man, this is supposed to be a sister. This is supposed to be a woman, and especially she's an older woman, and she hit Henry for something that happened back in '09. It's like I can't get away from it. And then when he went in, he out of anger, he trashed the room, in which I can understand it, but at the same time, brother should have knew better. The media trashed him. Or he have anger issues. They always jump to the anger issues or violent when it's come to black men. And so I'm watching television and I'm watching the comments. I go on the internet, watching and reading the comments. And then you had sisters out here blasting Chris. And a lot of brothers say, y'all need to step back a little bit. Y'all know how the world is. And and sisters were selling just like white women. And then slowly Rihanna started showing her ass a little bit more. And then white folks started turning. Now those very sisters that was out there trashing Chris, defending Rihanna, have flipped. And a lot of us is telling y'all got to understand how the media craft images. See, as long as Rihanna was dancing around naked and bashing black men and doing that alpha male shit that she's trying to do, you know, as I said, alpha male. Because that's what all these sisters out, these celebrities out here trying to emulate, especially some of these sisters. She went out there, and then white folks got tired of it. They started criticizing. So she slowly wanted to inch her ass right back into the R&B sector. Let me team up with Chris. This is the guy you got on TV and talked about. This is the guy that you let everybody chase you away. And then Chris, like a fool, let's go do a duet. So it tells you they both young and stupid, okay? But nonetheless, people still gunning for Chris. Chris performed at the War Show. One of the fucked up ass Jonas Brothers, Pink, and Miranda Lambert, them all had something to say about Chris, you know. And who was somebody else that said something, but they didn't say nothing about any of these other celebrities. They just wanted to go after Chris, and then you had some wrestler. And I'm sitting there saying, y'all, I guess y'all forget about all the shit that white folk had done over the years or still do. Teachers having sex with kids, killing their babies, eating their babies, all kinds of sick shit. But Chris is the poster child of spousal abuse or abuse to women, however you want to call it. Just like O.J. Simpson's supposed to be the poster child, but this shit slowly coming about that trial that a lot of people have been saying for years. But anyways, you sit back and you watch all this shit folds between Chris and Rihanna. Do you see the shit with Drake? Media already taking sides. Media already look at rap in the negative. When they talk about rap, they say gangster. These guys are not gangsters, okay? Number one, they call Drake a pop star singer. He's not a singer. He's a rapper. He tries to do little hooks. Chris is the singer, but they say rapper Chris Brown. See, that's that. See, they try to flip the image around. They want to make it like Chris, but it was people in there, witnesses that said, yo, it was Drake entourage. It was Drake in them. But no matter what, Chris is the bad guy because of this shit that happened with him and Rihanna. And the reason why they kept it going, the reason why it got blown out more than it should have is because of Bianca Lopez and Rebecca Reyes. LA police officers suspect of leaking Rihanna beating photo won't face charges. Now, in this article, they said these two police officers. Let me go back. Let me go down. Scroll down to it. Where is it at? Prosecutors allege that the photo was leaked after a stack of photographs of Rihanna injuries was left lying on the desk. First of all, you left it lying on the desk out in the open at the Wilshire Police Station, and Reyes, I believe Reyes, took a picture of the top photo with her phone. Prosecutors said Reyes later emailed the image from an LAPD email address to a personal email address. Reyes and Lopez were roommates at the time, and the phone records showed that they made multiple phone calls to Fox Television and TMZ in February. Now, these are police officers. They leaked the photos. I guarantee they got money, but they said it was no money trail. Let me tell you something. There's a thing called currency exchanges. And, you know, they could have made it out to somebody else's name. They could have got paid in cash. Well, they probably didn't get paid at all. But the fact is, everything leads to these two. Now, looking at the last names, I assume they're either Mexican or Puerto Rican or Cuban. Okay? People of color. Whether they light, whether they dark skin or in between. These are people of color. And they help fuck this guy's career up. Okay? And they've given this woman cushion to go out there and do what she's doing. And all she's done is embarrass herself and other sisters. And it causes divide within the community for a long period of time. But some of our people are slowly coming from under that and say, wait a minute. Look how this sister carried herself. Look all the things she said and done. She's been disrespectful to a lot of people. Now you got this chick want to get involved in it with the Drake and Chris Brown shit. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have no respect when I see a sister with all these damn wigs on, especially a blonde wig, all this fucking makeup on. Then turn around, she goes do an interview with this white guy, and she puts on this phony British. You gotta watch this part. I'm not gonna play the whole interview. I want you to hear what she says about Drake and about. You just watch this.
Doing things that, you know, aren't conducive to an amazing career.
Exactly.
And so, you know, but I spoke to Drake, and I told him from the bottom of my heart how I felt. I'm like, baby, you are a superstar.
Exactly.
And I need you to realize that. And he did nothing wrong, of course. You know, rumors are rumors, and that's what it is. But I just, you know, told him it's time to remember who you are.
Exactly. Let's just not get caught up in all the club hype.
Yeah.
You're with your boys. Let's just take the higher ground and do the right thing.
Yeah, not that he did anything wrong. Just that sometimes you just might need to go to bed, have an early nap. Exactly. You know, go to the hotel. There's nothing wrong with that. I do it all the goddamn time.
Great words from Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Let's just tidy up a mess. It's no one's fault, but let's tidy up so everyone can just keep it moving in a very cool way. Because you've got to hit records with Breezy, and you need him on tour.
Now, he just told off why she like that. They all label mates. First of all, she said he did nothing wrong. Drake did what a lot of black artists who's craving attention or of mixed ethnicity do. They play both sides, and I'll talk about that another subject. But it's funny how everybody is just saying that Chris did all this, he's the bad guy, when their witnesses have said it. But see, this is what happened, and I keep telling y'all what happened. Chris was too fucking popular, okay? You had the Jonas Brothers out there, you had Justin Timberlake out there, and Justin Bieber slowly itching up. And Chris was still making little white girls moist between the legs. And they couldn't have that shit. Okay? Because they learned their lesson from Michael Jackson. We ain't going to let another nigga get that popular again. Or even get close to it. And then you just elected the first black president. And you have all this positive press going on. You see segments with little black boys feeling energized and feeling proud about themselves. They couldn't have that shit. And a lot of y'all dismiss this stuff. But these are patterns. These are things that are done in a society. Okay? This is why they don't let Chris or any other black man ever move on with their life. Chris was, 20, 21 at the time of that incident? And they still hitting him in the head with it. You know, they still hitting him in the head with it. You know, how many times have we hear people bring up Roman Polanski? He raped and molested a 13-year-old girl, went on a run for damn near 30 years. Mel Gibson punched his girlfriend while she's holding the baby, chipped her tooth. Jay Leno welcomed him on the show. I don't remember them Jay Leno busting him out like he did Kanye West. Charlie Sheen has shot women, beat up hookers, trashed hotel rooms, went on a cocaine binge in the media. Nobody said anything. Arnold Schwarzenegger was banging the maid for years. Produced a son. Son lived in the house with him. The media ain't bringing Arnold Schwarzenegger infidelities up. But you hear about Tiger Woods. Everything turns. Tiger Woods cheated. Tiger Woods. Here it is. Michael Jackson. It's stuff that was out there and stuff has come out since the man, while he was alive and since he's been dead, but yet people still make jokes, call him a pedophile. Here it is. O.J. Simpson stuff coming out that a lot of us have believed, if you really watch the trial, listen to it, that he didn't do it. There was somebody close to him did it. But if a black man's accused, or they got a smoking gun, they're going to point in that direction. And some of our women have gone along with it. And this is why I don't like Rihanna, because she went along with it. And then she wants to get indignant when people bring it up. You can't sit there and embrace it, then turn around and want to cut it off. I'm sorry, sister, you in there. And when I look at this picture of her with the damn wig on, it just tells me how fucked up some of our women are. Some of our brothers are. Now here it is, we criticizing Chris for every little thing he does or don't do. But a couple of weeks ago, you had men older than Chris defending a white woman using the word nigger. And the media didn't crucify Gwyneth Paltrow for saying a slur. But see, this is why I say we as black folk, we didn't play it into a lot of people's hands. We didn't done and said things disrespectful to each other. We've allowed other people to take what we've done wrong or misunderstandings and blow them out and turn them into something totally different. And these two police officers aided in that. Now, if this is a white person, they would have been arrested. They would have lost their job. But they won't do it because people are going to say, well, we can't really get mad because, Chris did hit Rihanna, regardless of who started it. They did a search to see how this guy really is. It's like a criminal. It's like if, say for instance, a person committed a crime years ago or just last week and they're a victim of crime. It's going to be kind of hard for people to feel sympathetic for that person because they've done something wrong. But this is even a bigger picture. This is part of the reason why people in the black community would never trust police officers, or some people because of the things they do. And this is reinforcing what they've done. You know how people talk about the snitching thing or the code of silence and stuff, whatever the term they want to use? This is the reason why. There are men and women who have called the police and reported crimes or things, and then names or address and their families or stuff have happened, or they've been harassed. Here it is, you got all this evidence just when you read, and they saying that still ain't enough evidence. Man, if I'm calling Fox Television and TMZ, regardless if I got paid or not, come on, why would you call? You took a picture and they won't get charged? Come on, man. But see, this is how they do brothers. This is how they do us. If I was Rihanna, regardless of if she started or Chris started, or they both had an equal part in it, I will go after this. But she won't do it. She will not do it. I'm telling you, she won't do it. See, our people have been so fucked up, and we be playing off against each other, or we being played against each other. Now, I know some sisters out here subscribing to me might get mad at me or say, Harvey, it's like you saying that it's okay to hit women. No, I'm not saying it's okay to hit anybody. Let me say this again. It's not okay to hit anybody. No human being has that right. But let's be honest, in our community, our sisters have been given that green light to put their hands on brothers. And some brothers have walked away. Some brothers have tried to walk away, or some brothers turn around and knock you on your ass. And I'm more inclined to try to not even get into that situation. Walk away. But if you put your hands on me, male or female, young or old, I will defend myself accordingly. You have a human being. You have that right. In case in point, look what happened to that sister that lied on that brother. He spent 6 years in jail for something he didn't do. He didn't do it. So, and then you got the people in California or that area saying they're not going to go after this woman. Whoa. You know what you just did? You gave every woman, especially these young hood rat type women, green light to say, okay, if a guy don't do what I say do, if he looks at me funny or if I don't get what I want, boom, I'm gonna catch a case. This is why this is just the divide among black men and black women, because of instances like this and people out there putting their 2 cents in or egging it on or instigating shit. These 2 police officers need to lose their job and they need their image out. They need to be put on blast. Photos just don't be laying around. If it does, to tell you the police department does a sloppy job, number one. Number two, why would you violate her privacy like that, or try to make it seem as, well, Chris must have done something. I'm telling you, people outside the community want to see us divided. This is why you see a lot of these phony YouTube channels popping up, these so-called black men versus black women videos, and you sitting here and you watching, you're like, wait a minute, people are getting a big kick out of this. That's why I say some of y'all need to venture outside of YouTube or certain sites and read the comments that people are saying. If you come on a Huffington Post or the TMZ or people in these other sites or these political websites or these news blogs, you see that what they think about the black man and black woman. They look at the black woman as a sexual object. They look at something that they must control. They must mold to their needs. This is how white women were able to get a foothold in certain things, because y'all sat back and helped. And then black men, we allowed it. We didn't put our foot down like we supposed to. See, white men ain't gonna let their women, and I notice, and I'm not trying to be sexist, and then please don't take this the wrong way. White men are not gonna let their women embarrass them like that. And white women are not gonna let white men gonna do the same to them. What we do to each other, we mock each other in public. Black men got out here to say, well, you know what? Sisters were saying it back in the 80s, calling us dogs and all this stuff. Now we finna go out here and we finna embrace this negative about our women. And everybody's making money. Everybody's laughing about it. Every time you turn around, you see a video, you see a sister half-ass naked, or you see a quote-unquote light skin with supposedly good hair, whatever that means. Now y'all gonna say there's a lot of stuff to digest. There's a lot, but you have to understand the whole mindset of these two police officers, the mindset of the media. You keep black men and black women fighting each other. You ask them questions about another black person when a brother and sister say, you know what, I'd rather not get into that. Or, you know, I know this person, it doesn't sound like them, but you know, people are people, they make mistakes. Those are the type of answers you should be giving. And notice when whites screw up, they don't come get in the black community face X our opinion. But when blacks screw up, they want to get everybody opinion. So Drake, Rihanna, Chris, y'all being used, y'all being played. And y'all need to step y'all young asses back and sit there and understand that these people don't like y'all. They like y'all entertaining them. Those two police officers need to lose their job because they broke all kinds of rules. And for the prosecutors not to push them when you got blatant evidence, but y'all didn't have any evidence against Brother Michael, or circumstantial evidence against other black men and stuff and black women, but y'all still went on here and prosecuted them. It tells you more about the Los California law enforcement, or law enforcement period across this country than anything. That if a black person is a victim or the victimizer, no matter what, they're going to be treated a certain way. And the media is going to go right along with it. This is why I don't like when I watch the news and they arrest somebody and they throw up a mugshot photo and these people never had their day in court. I never liked that. I thought that was prejudice. There's a prejudice thing there. And I'm not talking about for our skin tone necessarily. I'm talking about they got to go for a jury of their peers. Because a lot of people see it's on the news, it must be true. There's a lot of stories on the news that are inaccurate. And that's why I said a lot of people's jumping to Rihanna's defense when it's starting to come out that Rihanna did what she did. And some people say, oh, wait a minute, she ain't no angel. Then when her father came out and said what she did, everybody got mad at the daddy for saying it. You supposed to take up for your child no matter what. Bullshit. My mom and dad told me when I was a little boy, we know you, son. But if you go out there and do anything wrong and you know better and you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, in jail you shall stay. You have to suffer the consequences. So that was told to me at a young age. And unfortunately, some of our people are not doing this with their children. This is why I look at these entertainers and black entertainers, and I scratch my head and I say, you being blessed with an opportunity to get in front of the world and perform. An opportunity to get in front of your people and perform. There was a time where black people took that as a serious thing, that I'm representing my people. I'm not just representing myself and my family, but my people. This is why I say, quote unquote, modern day hip hop in the last 20 years have done a lot of damage to our people. Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, Bill Cosby, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan. They've all done a great deal of damage to our people and don't realize that people within the community or even outside the community will take any opportunity to what's the word I'm looking for? I'm sorry, I just went blank. To exploit it. And these two police officers, that's what they did. They exploited it. But guess what? Rihanna went along with it. Chris, to a degree, went along with it. Drake going along with it. Nicki Minaj and Lil Kim, they added their 2 cents in about it. And some people might argue that me, any other YouTuber, or any other person has talked about this, have gone along with it. And I guess to a degree we have. All of us have to a degree. But it's how we handle it. How do we react to it? This is why I tell brothers and sisters, we got to stop fighting each other in public. Because outside forces want to see the black man and black woman at each other's throats. This is why our community, people are being picked off in our community. This is why our community is such disarray. Because people outside are not there to help, but there to exploit. Remember, Fox has a certain mindset when it comes down to black people. The owner and chairman, Rupert Murdoch, he doesn't hide his feelings about how he feels about black folk and his employees. TMZ, Harvey Levin. Let me repeat this name again. Harvey Levin. Let me say it again. Levin. You see him on People Court, during the breaks. You see him on TMZ. We've seen him on TV giving his opinion about certain shows and certain people and his snarky ass comments and the people that work for him. I just want y'all to think about how we view law enforcement, how we view each other, and how others view us. And I'm not saying we should be concerned about what others think. We should be more concerned about what we think of each other, what our children think, or what we think as men and women. But understand this, anytime somebody does something to aid in a downfall of another black person, male or female, young or old, you have to question it. And these 2 police officers, you have to question. Like I said, if looking at their names, we can pretty much guess they consider themselves Latin, or is looked upon as Latin. We know how some of our Latin counterparts get down with us. They with us as long as we with them, as long as we defend them and we're standing in the front line. Then when they get what they get, they turn around and cut our throats. Now y'all can get mad at me about saying that, but that's just observation. Those are my experiences. And this is another glaring example why people in the black community don't trust law enforcement, because people have done this, because I would have never done that. That's why I have mixed feelings about what that Private Manning did in the Army. When you take classified or sensitive material and then you go out there and give it to somebody else for the nefarious purposes. I just want y'all to think about these things.